accommodate so many guests. They aren't even paying. The White Spring is in shambles. A mess. How can I clean that which continues to dirty itself? Oh, these responders have gone too far.
You know I'm thrilled to help if I can.
Well,
The better question is, what is right? Everything has run amok. Chaos. Chaos! The responders have taken over the White Spring. Imagine all of the dirty footprints on the carpet. Dust all over the tables. The horror.
Esme's got something going on in the kitchen she could use a hand with.
Well, I shall certainly see what I can do.
That would be the enigmatic Orlando. They oversee the White Spring and are allowing the responders to stay here, as well as their constituents. It's some sort of relief effort for all of the refugees in and around Appalachia. If only there was a relief effort for my stress. I do apologize for the mess. Please enjoy your stay.
I love.
Well, hello, darling. A pleasure to meet another guest of our fine establishment. I am Orlando, your host and management liaison. If you'll pardon me for just one moment. That will be all. Please give my regards to Ms. Rucker. If you are here for leisure, I regret to inform you that our regular resort activities are temporarily unavailable. However, if you are here for the refuge and the fine work of the lovely responders, I am delighted to welcome you on their behalf. Ah, perhaps you have not heard. The White Spring is now home to the refuge, a place of safety and care for all in need. The refuge is being run by the responders, individuals committed to the well-being of their fellows. They founded the refuge in response to new waves of refugees coming to Appalachia, people in great need of help. Food, medical care, clothing, a place to sleep. All of these are available for those who need them. Of course, dear. The owners of the White Spring itself. The resort, hotel, golf course, all of it. Very much still alive, I assure you, though regrettably unable to oversee affairs in current circumstances. As such, now that we have new guests, they have sent me in their stead to take care of things as needed. I couldn't be more pleased to do so. A delicious opportunity to be of help and meet fascinating people such as yourself. What a wonderful thing for you to ask, darling. I knew there was something special about you from the moment I saw you. As it happens, the responders are looking for volunteers to assist them in a particular outreach effort. Those industrious wonders have repaired a vertibird to full working order and are using it to make contact with more distant settlements. They've made allies with people in Pittsburgh. The locals call it the Pit now, who seem to be in dire need of outside assistance. If you don't mind me saying so, you look like you can handle yourself. You might be just who they're looking for. Well, they'll be better able to explain the details, but I believe they're looking for fighters, actually. Their contacts in the pit are in something of a desperate situation, it seems, against a dangerous enemy. I hate the thought of you putting yourself in such danger, but it does appear to be for a good cause. Judging by what I've heard, it's an accurate one, sadly. Pittsburgh was bombed quite severely during the war. The poor individuals still living there have renamed it to better reflect its dreadful circumstances. They call themselves the Union. Something of a resistance movement, I understand, against more aggressive forces. One of their representatives is currently staying with us, a Mr. Skippy Rorich. Delightful man. Indeed, isn't that marvelous? They salvaged it and painstakingly repaired it. It's fully functional now. I was very pleased to be able to contribute to this effort in my own small way. If you wish to see it, it resides on the roof of the refuge between flights, along with its charming pilot, Miss Lennox. Oh, you're terribly brave, aren't you, dear? Imagine if we all had such courage.
The work I do is extremely...
Now, darling, before anybody bundles you off, the first thing you should do is introduce yourself to some of the responders. I just so happen to know a few in need of more local assistance, and helping them will earn you the other thing you'll need. That other thing, of course, being the ultrasight battery cells, which fuel the vertibird. Ultracells, if you prefer. In an ideal world, darling, I'm sure they would. Sadly, this is not that world, and any reticence on their part is understandable. I don't want to speak for the responders, but I believe they may also see this as more for their Union friends than for themselves. Your assistance with their more immediate concerns will ensure everyone benefits. Isn't that a good outcome?
Morgantown. I know it was way back, but I'm glad they chose to send me somewhere
Why,
safe.
from me, of course. Rather, from the management via me, that is. When management heard the responders were restoring the vertibird, they wished to help. They provided the ultracells, and I suggested them to the responders as an alternative means of fueling the vertibird. Per management instructions, I distribute a quantity to certain individuals regularly. Management feels this encourages collective decision-making rather than stockpiling. I'm sure they'd be willing to part with them in exchange for your aid. I could not possibly speak to your experience, dear. It sounds remarkable to make such discoveries. All I can tell you is that the management provides them for the refuge. Regrettably, that is as much as I know of the matter. I might wager that whomever was behind the ultracell you discovered likely shared similar contacts with management at some point, but who can say? Our lovely Ms. Rucker is the closest thing to a leader the refuge has, though I believe she's less than comfortable with the title. You can find her in their headquarters, beyond the dining area. The darling chef, Miss Rousseau, needs some assistance in the kitchen, I hear. And Ms. Wagner, over in the common area, is looking for donations. I'm sure your generosity will be well rewarded. Wonderful, my dear. I'm certain you will be a tremendous help to them and the refuge. When you are finished with each of them, I recommend you speak with Mr. Skippy Rorich, the pit union representative. I imagine he'll want to discuss the situation in the pit with you before you embark. Do feel free to visit me at your leisure if you wish to chat. I have an office in the management wing. You can't miss it.
crater scratched my chassis on the way in. How rude.
There's a lot of supplies here, right for the picking.
Considering all the places I could have ended up, I'm extremely lucky I'm here. I've never felt safe.
Well, hello there, stranger. Pleased to meet you. I'm Sophie Wagner. Look around. The refuge. Quite a place, isn't it? I mean, sure, fancy pants golf club resort, that's nice, but I'm talking about the refuge. A haven for the lost, the dispossessed, the hungry, and unfortunate. A monument to our ability to have compassion for each other. Isn't it grand? Isn't it worth preserving, building, growing? Now that's what I'm talking about. People supporting each other. You got the right spirit. Rucker's put me in charge of running a bit of a donation drive. Have you met Rucker? She's amazing. You should. Anyway, it might surprise you to know an operation like this is always churning through supplies. We work hard to keep things in stock, and that funny Orlando character does their best to help out as well, but well, we still have shortfalls. So here I am, asking generous folks such as yourself to help us fill in those gaps and keep the refuge running.
Maybe I come off a little too strong. No, maybe not strong enough.
Let me check my notes. We always need molded plastic. You can never have too much of it, and I gotta be honest, we don't have enough. I'd love it if you could help us with, 50 pieces? We could do a surprising amount of good for a surprising amount of people. That's okay. Who just carries that around in their pockets or whatever, right? I'll be here all day, though. If you want to come back, bring it by later. If you can, of course. You know where to find me. It'd really make my day if you did.
I heard there's a chess set around here if you ever want to play.
Robot butlers? Is this a refuge or a palace?
There's no problem too big to solve.
Wonder if they have any chemistry around here.
I heard there's some monsters.
These robots sure make my job easier.
Bonjour! My name is Esme Rousseau, but most people around here know me as Chef Esme. We've had some representatives from Foundation and Crater come here seeking assistance with the recent influx of refugees. I thought that we could help them out by providing some food for their people. I've started a pot of venison and potato stew, one of my newest creations. Would you be able to help me finish it? How wonderful! I can't wait to whip up something delicious for everyone! The stew requires potatoes, venison, salt, black pepper, and carrots. The ingredients can be found in our storage area. Your job is to grab the ingredients and put them in before the stew burns. Super! Let's have you start by stirring the stew, which will help keep it from burning. Remember to continuously stir during the cooking process.
It feels like I died and gone to heaven. Or hell, if you look out the window.
Fantastique! Let's get the first of the ingredients and prepare them. You're looking for carrots, potatoes, and the pièce de résistance, the venison.
I was out scavenging for food earlier. Only got attacked by scorched once.
Dash of this.
No
Sprinkle
reservation
of that.
required.
Perfection.
Help yourself to any table.
I love Esmond's cooking. It's been so long since I've had food with actual flavor.
I heard about what happened in town. Always pay back. Glad they chose to send us somewhere safe, not somewhere like that.
Good evening. Our late night fare is still available. Please have a
I think I
seat.
heard a protectron bark.
This bloodleaf aioli really elevates the mirelurk meat.
I can't wait until dinner.
There's no problem too big to solve.
If you see anyone struggling out in Appalachia, be sure to tell them about the White Spring.
I was out scavenging for food earlier. Got attacked by scorched once.
This is smelling delicious. Let's add more flavor with some salt and pepper now.
I could really use it. But Rucker wants us over in the job.
I think I heard a protectron.
Can't believe we've got a birdie bird. That's a step up in the world if I've ever seen one.
I hope we get some deathclaw meat soon. Its tenderness is magnifique. Oh no! The stew has burned. Do not be discouraged, though. Without failure, there is no improvement. Here is your stew. Something is better than nothing, yes? Hopefully, either the settler or raider representative will find some use for this. I last saw them in the bar area.
There's times you gotta accept the cards we're dealt. Learn to make the best of it.
I love Esma's cooking. It's been so long since I've had food with actual flavor.
The work I do is
If you hang
extremely
around
rewarding,
those raiders,
but
I
boy,
want
is it
nothing
tiring.
Spider's gonna need more jumpsuits at this rate.
The work I do is extremely rewarding. Boy, is it tiring.
Helping people is our chief mission. Uniforms are just a nice bonus.
Why even bother helping people that can't help themselves? Do you have anything to do with this place? We got a bunch of people coming into Crater, trying to eat all our food. You think we eat garbage or something in Crater? What a joke.
With all these supplies.
We aim to provide a safe, clean environment for all our guests.
Good evening. Our late night fare is still available. Please have a seat.
You'd think with all that
Lots of
tinkering
new
and skipping
faces.
out,
Fresh
come up with
wounds.
something more medicinal. A safe haven.
Well, seems like timing is one of your strong suits.
Feels like I've died
Look, I can stitch up a gash with the best of them. But Appalachia, well, she can do a lot worse than cut us open. Cut a lot of folks here with sickness we don't understand, and injuries we don't know how to treat. What we need more than anything is know-how. So I propose we trade what I got that I don't need for what you need that you don't got. I've heard you're looking ahead into the pit, and the only safe way out of Appalachia is that metal bird Lennox has perched up on the roof. And what keeps her in the air are those ultrasite cells Orlando keeps locked up. So, that's the deal. You bring back medical information that'll help me figure out how to help these folks, and I'll get you all the juice you need. Today you'll be going to school. What's left of it anyway. So talk to me. You in? Before the war, they would teach high school students about anatomy and physiology. Isn't that wild? I don't know how helpful it was to those kids, but if there's any textbooks on the subject still intact at Morgantown High, I can damn well tell you how helpful it would be to the responders. So, how about it? Nice. Well, let's get to it then. Anything you're able to find, go ahead and bring it back to our lead medic. I'll let her know to look for you. Good luck out there.
I wouldn't want to be Rucker. I never thought a single person could be spread so thin.